Hello everyone, welcome to my video. Today is Monday the 25th of February 2019. My name is Dan from Thailand. In this video, I would like to talk about the true Dhamma or Nirvana for people who have the most wisdom. The topic to speak is the suffering and happiness does not exist. Before talking about that, let me say something. I'm now have the true Dhamma in English published on YouTube 2 clips. This clip is part 3. A story I will say the following is not ridiculous, but it's very difficult to understand or hardly impossible to understand because you have never heard it before. You know, when I teach Thai people, I use a lot of speed. They can understand in the meaning of language I use in speaking only, but it cannot go deep into their heart. And when they listen to Dhamma from me, they still hesitation and doubt. Why did I say that? It sounds strange. It sounds strange. And they have never heard someone say like me before. Then they cannot understand it. It may be like you now. So, first of all, you must open your mind to listen with intent to listen seriously and without prejudice to me, and try to understand with consider along as I said over and over again until it goes deep into your heart. Then you will understand it. And finally, you will have the opportunity to attain Nirvana in this life. From now on, this occasion is the third opportunity you will obtain to listen to the true Dhamma. Forget out of all the misery that stop the cycle of death and reincarnation forever. The Buddha taught that when we die and we born again, we must find the suffer from any losing, no matter how many times we born again. Let me explain. You know, when we die and we born again with a new body, over a new body. It may not be a human. It may be an animal, maybe devil, or maybe born in hell. But if we are lucky back to be born again as a human, we may be crippled, such as be deaf and dumb, be a blind man, be a madman, etc. Although we born again as a normal person, we will find food hunger. The Buddha taught that food hunger is the most suffering disease. If there's no food to eat, we will die. And of course, you will find a losing of something you love, such as your father and mother die, son and daughter die, etc. Or maybe you will find a losing of your property, such as losing a car, losing a house, or losing a land, and so on. People who consider along as I said over and over again, then they will afraid of death and reincarnation and don't want to be born anymore. And finally, they decided attain Nirvana in this life. How to attain Nirvana? It's very simple. Listening with concentration is the right practice. Don't make meditation and mindfulness training categorically. And stop seeking the way to attain Nirvana, which was method. You have to listen to me only. Until you can realize that we are thinking now. If anyone can know their own God, you will find the miraculous of true Dhamma in Buddhism. You know, every Dhamma teacher on this planet will teach you to believe every story they convey, and you will believe it. But I don't teach you anything, and don't teach you to believe me. In reality, Dhamma of truth or Nirvana is not possible to teach one another, because there is nothing to teach. Because there is nothing to teach. The true Dhamma in Buddhism is pure mental. It's universal truth. It doesn't have fictional language and not about any teaching on this planet. So it's no assumption and no words to explain. This is the reason I have to borrow the fictional language to create content and story to talk to you for understanding about three things. The first one is there's something happening to the human mind for perceiving. The second one is the human feel by nature, and the last one is the human thought process. When you listen to Dhamma from me, you must try to understand, consider along as I said over and over again, until it goes deep into your heart. Then you can understand it. When you understand it, don't believe me, don't deny, don't conclude, and don't teach another. Because I don't teach you anything and don't teach you to believe me. Please bear in mind, I'm different from the other. You know, the hardest thing for me is how to create content and story about the true Dhamma in English. Because I need the meaning in English to be as close to Thai language as possible. I am Thai. My English is still the basic level. I speak English with Thai accent. If I pronounce incorrectly and the sentence I use in English may not be correct for English grammar, I have to apologize. The highest teaching in Buddhism, the Lord Buddha for people to attain nirvana in this life. Therefore, when we die, must not be born anymore. That means attain nirvana. You know, achieving nirvana is the end of all suffering. So there's no cause to be born anymore. The cycle of death and reincarnation can be stopped. Yes, you have to attain nirvana in this life. People who want to attain nirvana in this life, you must listen to explanation alone. You know, the Lord Buddha taught that our true self is not exist. In reality, everything in this world is just an ego. You know, everything on this planet is soulless because it's the true self of human. From now on, listen meticulously to the explanation for understanding. I would like to talk about the understanding of people who are interested in Buddhism, whether Thai people or people in Asia or people in Europe or from America. These people will believe that the Buddhism can help them to end suffering and lead to happiness. And meanwhile, they were taught when angry or suffering occur, must be let it go. This is the belief of these people. The true Dhamma in Buddhism is purely mental. It's universal truth. It's not impartible. It doesn't have the fictional language and not about any teaching on this planet. So it's no assumption and no words to explain. The authentic Dhamma in Buddhism is not in the teaching of monks or nuns, but it's in the thought process of everyone on this planet, like you are now. If anyone can know their own thoughts, you will find the miraculous of true Dhamma in Buddhism. Everything on this planet is soulless. It's not true self of human. What within? It must be a human, must be an animal, must be ourselves, or must be our property. Because we lack wisdom in the true Dhamma, so we are misunderstood. Such as we think that this is really me and everything is me. You know, the suffering and happiness, it does not exist. It was created by thought process. It created a story. You know, everyone was born to die. Don't be afraid of death, because we are exactly that. You should be afraid of rebirth, because when we die and reborn again, we must find and suffer from an illusion, as I mentioned before.